It's fascinating. And when I first started this podcast, one of the things that interested me was what's going on with us as humans at this point in time, what's going on with women, what's going on with men, and how one of the podcasts I listened to that inspired me had to do with the patriarchy. Mm-hmm. And it was two women talking about the patriarchy and the lost matriarchy and the need to bring the matriarchy back. And at first I was very resistant to it because I'm a man, and talk like that because of my social conditioning triggered me to think, this is not for me. I need to go hear something else that resonates more with me. The more I listened to it, the more I realized they're not wrong. Their perspective, of course, being female, is different than mine. I think they're also probably quite a bit younger than me. I couldn't see them on the camera. And so I started to sort of excavate the concept of social conditioning. And I think that social conditioning is very much related to this concept of remembering, and that social conditioning causes us to forget and disconnect.
Well, if you think about it, we're lying in the crib, we're a little baby, and somebody leans over and says, "Oh, what a cute little boy," or "What a cute little girl you are." Right away, they're objectifying us. That's the beginning conditioning. They're saying we're a separate object over here, they're a subject object over there. And that begins, we might say, a sense of forgetting. I have a wonderful story, true story. There was a woman who had a 3-year-old and a brand new baby, and she was turning to come into the room where her infant was sitting or lying down in the crib. And she noticed that her 3-year-old had climbed into the crib and was saying to her infant, "Can you remind me, because I'm beginning to forget."
Oh my goodness.
So my sense is the prime conditioning is that we are separate objects, and that objectification gets built into us, into our ego structure, and it's designed to reify, create a sense of separation. And then that's fed by our family, our culture, and experiences we have. The remembering really is the healing of that initial sense of separation, because anytime we feel a sense of separation, there'll always be some degree of distress in our system, some degree of stress. For instance, if we separate from an emotion, for instance, which a lot of people do, they don't want to feel anger or sadness or grief. And so they'll separate from it, they'll push it into the unconscious. That creates a sense of stress. So part of our healing is to learn how to not separate from our emotions, our body sensations, our thoughts, and learn how to work with them. So the program I developed is, how do you work with an emotion? How do you work with a thought? How do you work with a sensation? So that you're really not separating, you're creating a sense of integrated relationship. And then carrying that into our outer relationships. For instance, our ego structure and our senses say that you're over there and I'm over here, you're over there and I'm over here. But actually, if we go deeper during meditation, we can feel an underlying essence that we all share in common. So we're each a field, you might say, of energy, if you want to look at it that way, or a sense of beingness. So when we can understand that underlying field, then I'm meeting you as that underlying field that you are, that we share in common. So instead of face to face, it becomes essence to essence first, and then respecting the unique expression we each are. So now there's no separation, even as there the apparency of you over there as a separate object, me over here as a separate object. And I like to say, if we were all to meet each other in this healed sense of no separation, essence to essence, there would be no conflict in the world. We could celebrate difference and we could celebrate. You agree to one thing, I agree to another, but we wouldn't get into conflict. We would, in a way, celebrate the difference, but not get into war. All wars are based on separation.